Hello, this is a lesson on writing a fictional narrative from the English Pulse 2 textbook, Unit 3, Wild Weather on page 38. Learning Objectives. In this lesson, you will read a short narrative, use sequencing words and expressions, write a fictional narratives. What is a fictional narrative writing? Narrative writing tells a story. Narrative writing has characters. It can be real or make-believe. It has a beginning, a middle, and an end. Narrative writing has a setting. Things you must consider in narrative writing. Use imagination to create characters and invent scenes to entertain the reader. The character often faces a problem or conflict that must be resolved. Engage the reader as the character attempts to resolve the conflict. Writing focus in narrative writings are sequencing words and expressions. We use the following words and expressions to show the order in which events happen. One day, Sam woke up early and went swimming. Soon, it was time for breakfast. Then, he went back to the campsite. By then, his family were eating. Later, they all went to the beach. In the end, they stayed at the beach until 10 p.m. Let's get into practice. This is a fictional narrative exercise with the title Lost. You are required to complete this task with the correct sequencing words and expressions. Let's listen to the audio and check the answer.
Unit 3. Writing. A fictional narrative. Exercise 1.
Lost. One day, my friend Rosie and I decided to go for a walk in the mountains. The sun was shining when we set off, but later the weather changed. It was very foggy, and we couldn't see where we were going. Soon, we were lost. We didn't know what to do. Then, I remembered I had my mobile phone in my bag. I tried to phone my dad, but my phone wasn't working. By then, it was getting dark, and we were cold and frightened. Suddenly, we heard the sound of a helicopter. We couldn't believe our luck. It was coming to rescue us. Everything was all right in the end, but we learned our lesson. Next time, we'll check the weather forecast before we go for a walk in the mountains.
Let's check the answers. The answer for number 1 is one day. Number 2, later. Number 3, soon. Number 4, then. Number 5, by then. And number 6, in the end. Next task. Answer the questions about sequencing words and phrases based on the story. Question 1. Which phrase often goes at the beginning of a story? Question 2. Which phrase often goes at the end of a story? Question 3. Which phrase is often followed by the past continuous? And question 4. What tense do we usually use? Let's check the answer for number 1. The answer is 1 day. The answer for number 2, in the end. The answer for number 3 is by then. The answer for number 4 is the past simple. The final exercise from the textbook is rewrite the sentences with the words in the correct position. More than one answer is possible. Let's look at the first sentence. She soon was tired, so she sat down to have a rest. So we have a few suggested answers here. They are: soon she was tired, so she sat down to have a rest. Or she was soon tired, so she sat down to have a rest. Sentence number 2. Sam didn't want to go on the trip, but he in the end enjoyed it. Let's look at the suggested answer. Sam didn't want to go on the trip, but in the end he enjoyed it. Or Sam didn't want to go on the trip, but he enjoyed it in the end. Sentence number 3. I was feeling by then hungry because it was lunchtime. Let's look at the suggested answers. By then, I was feeling hungry because it was lunchtime. Or, I was feeling hungry by then because it was lunchtime. Sentence number 4. It went cloudy and it started then raining. Suggested answers are: it went cloudy and then it started raining. Or it went cloudy and it then started raining. Finally is your writing task. Here's your writing task. Write a fictional narrative about an eventful day trip. When you plan your writing, think of an idea for your story. Then make notes on who it is about. Is it about you or somebody else? And how will the story begin and end? Write 3 paragraphs, which is an introduction, the main part of the story, and the end. Finally, you may check your writing and make sure you are using past simple and past continuous verbs with the correct sequencing words. Now it's your turn to write a story. Good luck!